This video we will study about the global surface wind system in detail. So children, we know that the varying amount of insolation received on the surface of the earth, and that brings about the differential heating of the earth. So because of this, the distribution of insolation and the motion of the earth that are responsible, which bring about the changes in the weather and the climate in the different parts of the world. So we all know, children, that the equatorial areas, the tropical areas receives the more insolation on the surface of the earth as compared to the polar areas. As we move from equatorial areas towards the polar areas, the sun rays are means slanting. On the equatorial areas, the sun rays are vertical, whereas on the polar areas, the sun rays are slanting. So the amount of insolation received is different and it decreases from equator towards the poles. So that is the reason that winds are the means by which the atmosphere tries to balance out the uneven distribution of temperature over the surface of the earth, and that is why, children, we are studying about the wind system on the surface of the earth. So what are winds, children? The horizontal movement of air is known as wind, and wind movement in the atmosphere may be classified into the three broad categories, that is primary circulation, and it is related to the general arrangement of the pressure belts, and because of the difference in pressure in the different parts of the world, the winds are created and they are known as the planetary winds. They are also known by the name the permanent winds also. Under the planetary winds, we are going to study about the trade winds, the westerlies, as well as the polar easterlies also. The polar easterlies also we are going to study in the permanent winds, right? And then second, we have the secondary circulation, consists of the periodic or the seasonal winds under this category. And when we talk about the periodic winds, children, they are again divided into the categories: the monsoon winds, land breeze, sea breeze, and the mountain and the valley breeze. Third, we have the tertiary circulation, which includes the local and the variable winds, and they are produced by the local causes and they only affect the weather and the climate of a particular area, a particular region only. So that is why they are known by the name the local winds. So we will study about all these winds in detail. So what are permanent winds? Winds which blow throughout the year from one latitude to the another latitude because of the change in the air pressure are known as permanent winds. Permanent winds or prevailing winds or the planetary winds are same, and they are divided into three categories: the trade winds, westerlies, and the polar easterlies. We will study all this in detail and why are they important for us. Let us first talk about the trade winds. So the winds blowing from the subtropical high pressure belt, that is from 30° north and south of the equator, right, from subtropical high pressure belt towards the equator, that is known as a trade wind. So these winds, why are they blowing towards the equator? Because here is a high pressure and winds always move from high pressure towards the low pressure area. So that is why winds are moving from subtropical high pressure, that means from horse latitude towards the doldrum area. Now children, the winds are moving in this direction like this, but in the figure you can see they have bent, right? Why they have bent? What is the reason? Because due to the earth's rotation, a Coriolis force is created, and because of the Coriolis force in the northern hemisphere, the winds are deflected towards the right. So that is why if it is a wind, what is its right? Its right will be like this. So that is why the winds are blowing like this. And what is the direction of the winds? The winds are moving from northeast. Like, let me tell you, this is north, south, east and west. So winds are blowing like this. So this is northeast. So winds are moving from northeast towards the southwest. So the name of the wind is given according to the direction it blows. So that is why here the winds are northeast trade winds, and vice versa in the southern hemisphere the winds are deflected towards the left, and if the wind is blowing like this from high to low, it will be like this, but what will be its left? It will be go like this towards the left. The bend will be towards left. And what is the direction? The direction is from southeast they are blowing, right? So that is why a name is given a southeast trade winds. So children, we have studied that trade is a word that is taken from the German language, and in this it means a track, and to blow trade means to blow steadily in the same direction in a constant course. So that is why they are known as the permanent winds. Now these northeast trade winds bring heavy rainfall on the eastern margins of the continent, children. Why? Because they are onshore winds, right, and they give a good amount of rainfall on the eastern margins of the continent, here, right here, in this area, right. Eastern margins, they are giving the the good amount of rainfall because the winds are onshore. So in these areas the winds are giving a good amount of rainfall in this area because the winds are onshore. Onshore means the winds move from sea towards the land. So here they are going to give a good amount of rainfall in the areas, but on the western margins of the continent they are not giving any rain, and because you can see most of the deserts are also located on the western margins because the winds are offshore and they are moving from land to sea, right. So that is why they are not responsible for giving any of the rainfall, and that is why these areas, the western margins of the continents in this range, are the deserts like the Sahara Desert in the Africa, then Kalahari Desert, Atacama, then we have the Great Australian Desert in the Australia, and the Thar Desert. So that is why in these areas, because the winds are offshore, they are not giving any rainfall, and that is why the western parts of the continents are the desert areas. Next, permanent or prevailing winds are the westerlies. So extent of the westerlies is from 30 degree to 60 degree north and south of the equator, and they blow from subtropical high pressure belt towards the subpolar low pressure belts in both the hemisphere. And in the northern hemisphere the direction of the wind is from southwest to northeast, here southwest to northeast. Now I have already said if the winds are blowing like this, but why the arrows are bent? Because due to the rotation of the earth Coriolis force, the winds are deflected towards the right. So that is why the arrows are marked like this, and in the southern hemisphere they blow from the northwest to the southeast direction. So as these winds, the westerlies in the both the hemisphere, they are blowing to the opposite of the direction of the trade winds. So that is why they are also known by the name the anti-trade winds also. So children, they have given the name according to the direction the winds blow, and you can see children from the word map, in the northern hemisphere the speed of the westerlies is less because there are obstruction, the land masses are more in number in the northern hemisphere. So there are obstruction in the northern hemisphere, that is why their speed is less. But in the southern hemisphere, because there is absence of land masses, more of the water bodies are there in the southern hemisphere, so there is no obstruction. So that is why the speed of the wind is very high, and in 40 degree to 50 degree south latitude the speed of the wind is very high, and they have given the name roaring 40s and furious 50s. Next we have the polar easterlies in the northern and the southern hemisphere, Arctic and Antarctic region. Now in this area the winds blow from the polar high pressure area towards the subpolar low pressure areas, and in the northern hemisphere the direction of the wind is from northeast, and in the southern hemisphere the direction is from the southeast. So, that is why the name given to them polar easterlies. These are very cold winds, ice cap land, as they are moving from the ice cap land masses in the Arctic and the Antarctic region, and they are very irregular, extremely irregular in their phenomena, and this is about the polar easterlies. So, with this we have completed with the permanent winds. Now, next we have the periodic winds. Next is the periodic winds. So, the periodic winds are the winds which blow in a certain period of day or certain season only, right, and they are for the short period of time. The winds develop as a result of variation in the local temperature, pressure or humidity, and the examples of these winds are the monsoon winds, land and sea breeze, mountain and valley breeze. So, let us study first about the land and the sea breeze. These are caused by the differential rate of heating of land and sea. So, what happens, children? During the daytime, the land get heated faster than the water. What is the reason? Because water is mobile in nature, so it will take time to get heated, whereas land is heated faster than the sea. So, as the land is heated, the temperature increases and the low pressure area is created over the land, and in the water body in the sea there is a high pressure. So, we have studied, children, the winds always move from high pressure to low pressure. So, wind will start blowing from sea towards the land. So, this is known as a sea breeze. At nights the reverse phenomena happen and the winds blow from land towards the sea. So, that is known as a land breeze, right. So, learn one, next you will get yourself. Next is important winds are the monsoon winds. These are also periodic seasonal winds blowing in the regions of Southeast Asia and Northern Australia, and the monsoon word is derived from the Arabic word meaning a season. So, that means these are the seasonal winds and that blow from a particular area towards a particular region in a particular direction, like the southwest monsoon winds blow from sea to land and the northeast monsoon winds move from land towards the sea, and they develop because of difference in heating conditions of the continents and the oceans, and they are divided into two wind system, the summer monsoon and the winter monsoon. Summer monsoon winds. During summer the land get heated faster and a low pressure area is created over the central parts of Asia, and as a result of this low pressure most of the winds from the sea move towards the land. So, the summer monsoon winds blow from sea to land during the hot season and bring heavy rainfall because they enter the Indian subcontinent from the southwest direction. So, that is why they are known as southwest monsoon winds, and they blow during the month from June to September and cause heavy rainfall in the Indian subcontinent wherever they are striking with any of the mountain barrier that we have studied in the previous chapter also. Next we have the winter monsoon. So, what happened? Reverse phenomena happen in the winter season. During the winter season the weather conditions are just the opposite. So, high pressure is there over the land and low pressure over the sea. So, winds always move from high to low as the winds move from the land towards the sea. So, the winds are cold and dry and they are not giving any rain to the main parts of the subcontinent, the interior parts of the subcontinent, and the land cools and high pressure is formed in the Central Asia. Cold winds from the interior continent blow towards the sea and these winds are known as offshore winds, and offshore winds are not giving any rain to the interior parts of the subcontinent as the winds are moving from northeast direction. So, they are known as the northeast monsoon winds. So, with this we have completed about the periodic winds, and children, in the next video we will study about the local winds and the variable winds. Thank you children. God bless you.